Here it is, the Atari Asteroids Deluxe Cocktail version from JB's Speakeasy, which the owner, Jeff Brennan, has asked me, Ken Lanzel, to repair for him. He's been having a little trouble with it. And not only will I be repairing it, I'll be cleaning it up inside and out, getting everything working tip-top, just like it was new. So you got your coin slots here. This is the player one side of the machine. This is where you put your quarters in, over here. You got your coin receptacle here. As you can see, it's quite a popular game. Can't even see the bottom of it. Lots of quarters in there. It's got to be a couple $100. And you can see we got some duct tape on here because that one kept eating quarters. And I'll have to see if I can't get that working right too. Probably just needs a little greasing. Got your player 1 and player 2 select switches there. And your player 1 controls. Right now, you might not be able to tell in the video, or you might be able to tell. This is actually hollow inside right now because I got the guts out of it. Here's the monitor for the inside of there. This is an Atari Quadrascan vector graphics monitor. And it's just like its own little TV set itself. And there has definitely been some work done on this previously. You can see this here resistor looks a little different than this. This is the original style. It used to be there, and somebody replaced that. Looks like you can see a little burn mark underneath of there. It got hot at one time or another, but this soldering job is just god-awful. I mean, if we can get some focus here, I'll give you an example of what bad soldering looks like. Right there. See right here. It's all clumpy. So that's something I'm going to have to touch on. This here is your voltage regulator and audio amplifier board. And I had noticed there's a resistor right here that looks a little bit burned. So I'll have to get in the schematics. So you can see that the color codes are burnt clean off of it. You can't tell what value it is. I'll have to get in the schematics and check out what it's supposed to be and replace that, and trace the circuit down from there, and I believe it leads to this little guy, which is a voltage regulator IC. That's what produces your 5 volts for the computer part of the thing, because the inside of this is basically a computer, an old school computer, and here's the board that is actually what makes the game work. And if you change this board to a different game and using all these same guts, you'd actually have a different game. Actually, you could probably use the same board and just change these here. These are your program ROMs that contain the Asteroids Deluxe program. This here is your CPU right here. It is an old school Motorola 6502. Very good processor for the day. It's probably one of the top selling 8-bit microprocessors. Get a look at this board. These are your dip switches for setting your different modes, how much you have to pay to play, how many guys you get, that kind of thing. Right over here on this connector, you can see there is a bad trace right on the end there. Have a little trouble focusing here. This bad trace looks like it got hot, burned up. We noticed that a long time ago, and I cleaned it up, and we had the thing working a little bit for a while, and then it petered out again. What I'm going to do is touch that up with some solder, make it like new again. But that is the actual machine that makes it work, and it makes it be the game that it is. Let's pop the hood here. It's got this nice little catch on it. Keeps it up for you. I thought of everything. And let's get back over on the player 2 side here. There's the controls for number 2. This is the plug that fits in on the top of that circuit board where I showed you the bad trace. That'll just need a little bit of contact cleaner to get it going. This is where the actual motherboard, the main board, goes into this little slot right here. Just slides up and down vertically in there. The screen goes right in the middle here. Looking down inside, you can see the main power transformer and your fuse blocks down here. And you can see it's pretty dirty down in there. There's a lot of crust on that. It actually should be a nice bright shiny color. You can see where I've scraped some of the goo off the side. I was trying to read the values for the fuses on here. Several of these are blown. Here you can see a speaker right here. I don't believe this is not the original speaker. Or if it is, it's not mounted the original way. It's just got, somebody just threw one screw on it and just left it hanging there. So I'll be taking care of that and getting it mounted better. There you can see the inside working mechanism of the coin slots are down in here. Right in this area. These are the actual little machines for counting the quarters. On this side you see this little switch that turns it on and off when you open the lid. It'll push down on that and turn the power back on when you close it. You let it up, it's disconnected, and it removes all the power so you don't accidentally get shocked or anything while you have it open. But you can cheat it by pulling it up. In case you need to check voltages, you can turn that back on. Here you got volume control for the speaker. This little switch right here is for putting it into test mode, where there's a special mode that on the screen allows you to check all the buttons and check to see that the sound card's working, and it lets you double check your settings or your dip switches. It tells you what everything's doing. It also will tell you if there's any bad memory chips, things of that nature. But that's really about all there is to it. So that's about it. That's how that thing works. And by the time I'm done with it, it should be nice and cleaned up and working just like a brand new machine. That's it. I might do a couple more updates for you as the project goes on.